Yesterday we posted a Frenemies episode. It was where we had a big blowout and Trisha walked and stormed out crying. And it sucks because like the episode before was great and we were simply coming back to do a second episode because we didn't get to do the beauty products. And somehow it just totally melted down. And so I honestly, I don't know. I mean, after she ran out, I immediately texted her and apologized. I said, I'm sorry that you're so upset. I don't know what to do when you get into like I don't know, is it disassociative phase or whatever, where she says she blacks out and then she like lashes out and stuff. So I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to react when you get in that way. And she said, and then she sent me like a few hours passed and she sent me this really big, beautiful apology saying that, she's sorry. She said stuff she doesn't mean. She loves us in the podcast, and she just is. She goes into this thing, and she loses control, yada yada. And so we had a really nice conversation, and I said, we're team. I said, look, all is forgiven. It's all water under the bridge for me. Like, I don't take anything you say in those kind of stages personally, because I know that you like don't have control over it or you regret it immediately. So I said, look, it's all water on the bridge. I'm Team Trisha all the way. Like, I'm in this. And she was like, thank you so much. And then you talked to her too, right?
Yeah, Ethan called me and he was like, shit hit the fan.
Yeah, I immediately called Hila afterwards.
Come watch the episode. So I watched it and I just felt like it definitely like blew so out of proportion it kind of felt like over nothing because I was getting frustrated with a few different things and I don't know. At some point I told Ethan like it's so annoying to me when she says stuff like, oh, you guys are so unwelcoming and things like that because I felt like it's so far from the truth. And she
said, and I just want to make this clear, this is the kind of things that she says that always cause problem. Even in that moment, she said, Moses doesn't even like you guys or his family, so who cares? And I said, that's why Hila doesn't want you talking about her family or her.
But when you guys talked about it, she said, well, why didn't she just tell me directly? And so when she said that, I really agreed with that. I was like, I have her phone number. I should have just messaged her directly instead of putting you in between. So after the podcast, after I watched it, I felt really bad about seeing her like that because I didn't take personally the stuff that she said. I know she doesn't mean it. Like when she was talking about our parenting, I know she doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
But so I messaged her and I was like, you're right. I should have just talked to you directly. And she responded with a really long message and she apologized for everything. And I felt like pretty good after that apology. But I don't know. Then today she posted this video and I just kind of feel like I just can't take any word. Like I'm used to taking things as they are. If someone says something to me, then that's what they mean in my head. That's what I'm used to. But I feel like ever since this whole thing with Trisha and my brother being involved, it's just like I just can't handle. I can't handle it. And it's like she apologized to me really nicely, but then in the video it doesn't sound like she's that apologetic. Like I expected it to just be kind of more apologetic. So I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's hard because I think what's frustrating is like you get the sense it's like they both tell us one thing and then they tell each other another thing, and it's like this constant yo-yoing, and it's like maddening. And I don't think you're unreasonable for wanting to get a couple weeks off.
Yeah,
it's like you don't have to call her immediately to resolve it. It's like you have
because it was it was becoming a lot because she's involved with my family too now. Being with my brother.
Yeah.
And so it's a weird mix of everything. And every time, like Ethan said, she will throw in weird comments like, "Hey, he doesn't even like you guys," or "You guys never call him. You don't even
You guys
care
aren't
about
even
him."
close. You don't know anything about him.
And that to me, that's not true. And when I brought that up to my brother, he says she just says stuff for the show. But it's like, I don't know, if someone repeats something so many times, it becomes true to me. You know?
It's hard because your brother
he denies everything.
Deflects everything. He says she's just saying it for the show. She doesn't mean it. But so she knows it bothers you, and that it's disruptive to your family. But so she keeps saying it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what's entertaining or what's like the entertainment value of that. It's like it's not good. It's not. But like to me, it seems like the only sane way you can interpret that is that they talk about it, and that's what they talk about, and she means it.
Right.
Because she keeps saying it. And when we talk to her, she goes, "No, that's true." You know?
It's a lot.
And so anyway, we had this big blowout because I said, she brought up something about Hila, and I said, we can't talk about Hila because Hila doesn't want us to talk about her. And so she blew up. But
it's not from this place of like, oh, I'm better than her and I don't want anyone talking about me. It's just not that. It's just a lot right now because she's involved with my brother.
Yes.
And things have kind of hit a fan. Like me and my brother had a little argument, and so things weren't really going well. And I wanted a break from you guys talking about it on the podcast because every time it fuels everything even more. Yeah. Every time you guys talk about it, things get worse.
I agree. And I totally understood where you're coming from. That's why, excuse me. I think it's the fact that, like, she's dating your brother, so she needs to, like, she can't confuse privacy, a need for privacy, some measure of privacy, with, like, being fake.
It's not fake, and I think we are about as open as it gets on the internet. Like, we share everything. We talk about everything, but sometimes I just need, like, maybe 2 weeks to process what's happening, you know? I'm just not ready right now. Like, I just had an argument with my brother. I'm not ready to talk about it right now online, you know? Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm hiding something. If someone asked me, I wouldn't say, oh, I didn't argue with him, you know? It's not fake.
But but you guys have to understand, the argument isn't over Trisha. That's what she thinks, is like you're trying to break them up. The argument is over, why is Trisha saying these things that she says you told him, and then you're denying it, but she's saying it's true, and she keeps saying it and saying it and saying it, and then you're always saying, oh, she's just saying it for the show. It's like, well, that's fucking not true.
Or if she is just saying it for the show, why are you okay with it?
Right.
You know?
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not funny, and it's not a joke, and it's not entertaining to always say...
What kind of sparked the whole big argument is that on the last episode with the goat yoga, at the end of it, she said something like about them getting married, and she said something like, oh, his mom is not even invited.
Yeah.
And that really pissed me off, and I told Ethan, you got to cut that. And here, I'm saying it here. I'm not hiding anything. That's what happened. That for me, that crossed the line, and I got upset at my brother, not at her. And that's everything. I'm telling everything right now. So no one can say I'm hiding anything. That's it.
I have a lot of empathy. It's your family, you know what I mean? And somehow she's gotten her wrench. She's in there with the, you know, I have to give it up to Trisha. She has this uncanny, she is a one of a kind. How she has like this ability to like.
And it hurts me because I'm such a fan of the show.
Yeah.
When it's not drama related. It's like my favorite show.
I know, a lot of people.
Because I'm not involved in the recording, and I get to enjoy it just as a viewer, you know? I just watch it when it's done, and I have no idea what you guys talked about, and it's really entertaining, but I'm starting to wonder, you know, at what cost, because this is a bit much.
Right, at what cost? And that's the thing, is I never thought that there would be a cost so high.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can handle her shenanigans, you know? Like when she was having a meltdown, I was trying to stay calm, and I wasn't taking the things that she was saying personally. There was a moment at the end where she started calling you the C word, and she was, well, it was that, plus it was like, I could tell that she was really getting emotional. She started crying, and like she was just She was boiling. She was boiling over. So I told her, because she said, I'm going to leave. And I said, I think it's a good idea for you to leave, and we'll talk later. It wasn't like, bye, fuck you forever. I said, you should go.
It wasn't going anywhere good.
No,
so
it was only going worse.
You were right to say that.
So I said, why don't you go? We'll talk later. When, because like, I feel like you need to calm down a little bit and let things settle, and then we can work it out. Now, on the issue of Dan, how was it for you? How was it you for people were wondering
right.
What was it like for Dan and AB to watch that? Dan, I remember you said you felt like you should have left the room or something.
I considered it. I don't know.
You should definitely not have. That would have
really.
That would have been so odd if you left.
Well, it just seemed. I mean, it just seemed like it was getting deeply personal and wasn't really content anymore. Like it was a real thing that was happening between the two of you, and I don't know. I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, that would just
been. In my mind, I was like, should I slink out of here right now?
Well, AB, what was it like for you? Front row seat.
I mean, I was just happy Dan was there.
You were following his
That's
lead.
true. If it was just me, it would have been extra uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
AB there.
I was also consciously thinking about Moses. I'm like, I feel so bad. He's getting the pizza right now.
Good.
He's thinking he's going to show up and be the man, and then he's going to come home to this.
The funniest shit. The second he walked through the threshold, I was like, oh my God, it's the meme. It's
he literally came back, and Trisha greeted him with, I don't care about you. You could dump me. I don't care. Fuck your family. I hate your family. He's like, damn. I would just come and have some pizza. I was ready to bury the whole thing and just have pizza.
I love
you know
pizza,
what I mean?
And I love people.
Yeah, Papa John. I was calling the spirit. By the way, Papa John is gonna be calling in next week. But that's a separate thing. But
really?
The pizza. He got an update on the lawsuit, and he's gonna call into the show next week to talk about it. So that's exciting. But that's not here nor there.
People in the chat keep asking what happened to the pizza.
Oh, you know what happened to the pizza?
Ethan?
We ate it.
We had a whole pizza. We had like a really sad, weird pizza party afterwards.
It was me, AB, and
Yeah.
Ethan just around the counter in the kitchen, just like silently eating.
We were all just
pizza,
like, wow,
damn.
just like, damn, what the hell, damn. This pizza's good though, but damn. And in case you were wondering, they did bring the thick crust.
They got the note about
Yeah.
the thick crust. Yeah, I felt like shit that night.
Yeah, I ate way too much pizza,
Yeah, it
bro.
fucked me up.
I ate
Pizza Hut's
so much fucking.
terrible, man.
The thick crust was not a good call because it's like
Yeah.
so filling.
It
But
was so greasy.